Hello, we are back again.
Yeah.
What, the third time now? Three times?
Yeah. 30 times.
So our first one was like the third or the fourth. Okay, so that was the beginning of April. We're wrapping up April now, actually.
Uh.
Well, I'm saying
Yeah.
like when it gets to the next one, we'll be like basic. I'm talking on like the schedule of the podcast, not the actual month. We still got a good bit to go. But
Yeah. The next podcast would probably be
24th or
next
25th.
24th and
That's
25th,
like
and then the next one
yeah.
would be out of the month.
Yeah. So today's topic is going to be international conflicts, battles, wars,
Technology, too, of that
stuff like
times
that.
and stuff.
So, like, opinions on how different things should be treated, how we feel
Uh,
about how different things have happened, how the world is moving towards different ways of treating a conflict.
I don't think the treating of the conflict has really changed that much. In my opinion, to be honest.
Well, I'd feel like in this very moment we are much more cautious than, let's say,
Yeah.
Cold War.
Definitely much
Cold
more
War, it
cautious.
was confidential
Uh,
accidents all the time.
yeah. Really, really, really stupid mistakes.
Bombers
Especially with.
crashing on both sides, even though Russia never talks about them. so they look like they're better because they don't talk about their mistakes. But we're not gonna get into
Yeah,
that.
and with the mistake of the thing in that office thing,
Mhm.
that was just beyond stupid. You should have already had checked. You should have checked. Why did you not think of that? Is beyond belief.
Mhm.
Like, there's already spies on both sides. And why would they not get something that can just easily spy on someone? Uh,
Well, anyways, it's a couple of
Dumb
the
mistake.
first armed conflicts were in the American colonies, really.
Yeah, to be honest, the American
Um,
colonies.
Boston Massacre,
Yeah,
the American Civil War, Britain versus U.S.
yeah, and with
Um,
French on the American side.
uh, was the what was it like the I forgot what it was. Something with the Indians. I don't know if that
Uh,
was armed or not. I believe it was.
it was armed. It was armed. Um,
Mhm.
it was about land. I know it was. It was
Yeah, it was
something with.
about
It was
the
because
British
the
were
Americans
keeping
were.
the British
Yeah, it
were
was the British were
the British were
taking land.
keeping the Indians' rights to move further south or
Yeah.
west. I think west.
Yes, I'm pretty sure
So
because
they
of
fought
the
against them.
Louisiana Purchase and shit.
Yes, and they wouldn't let them
Lots of
move. They
stuff.
wouldn't let them move too far without guards. They were pissed
Yeah,
about that.
that was really stupid.
So really, the evolution of conflict is about one side starting something that goes against someone else for a reason, whether it's a morally good reason or a morally bad
Really
reason.
dumb. Or something absolutely accidental. Like
Yeah.
what started World War One, for example. In fact,
Mhm.
I think with the assassination of Austrian,
Yes, the Austrian leader.
yeah, the
Forgot his
Austrian
name.
leader. Just that was beyond accidental. I'm pretty sure.
And then there's just stuff where it just happens. America's gotten screwed over in both world wars when Germans started sinking their ships without warnings in World War One, and then in World War Two when Japan striked Pearl Harbor. They didn't
Yeah,
want to be in either one of those wars, and they were dragged into both of them by the Germans and the Japanese.
yeah.
Um,
It's also kind of weird how I'm pretty sure both of the newer Axis powers for World War II were actually on the Allied side in World War One. I'm pretty
mm,
sure. Like with Italy with on the Allied side, and then I'm pretty sure Japan was as well. I don't know. I know Italy for sure, but not about Japan.
I feel like there's a couple countries that shouldn't be praised so much as like good guys, good guys, good guys, because a lot of the times I'll
Yeah,
see
no.
like Axis powers are bad, big bad guys, and sometimes they are. Sometimes they are
Yeah.
big bad guys, but then it's not like
You've
the U.S. is a
any better?
big strong allied power, big good guy, superhero.
No.
No, that's not how it is.
Nah. Not at all.
They've done stuff too that's questionable. There's
Beyond
possible
that,
war
yeah.
crimes in Siberia, I think.
Yeah.
And they're not talking about it. I don't
Mm-mm.
know when that was, but it was recent. I know that.
Mhm.
Um, the something that I really want to bring up is conflict began on land, right?
Yeah.
With melees and then bows and stuff like
And
that,
then
swords,
cannons.
cannons,
The,
and
and
then
then
the gun reached land. The gun reached
yeah.
land, and the gun was extremely powerful.
Very
What
long
happened
range.
next? The gun reached sea, and everyone thought that was the end of it.
Nah.
Then flight started.
Yep.
This
And the
magical thing. Everyone just wanted to do it, to be
including
friendly, to have a good time, to defy the laws of physics that they knew. And what happened?
then they started using it for
They put guns on
in
it.
the war. Yup.
We
And that
mastered
was
we mastered the land, we put guns on it. We mastered the sea, we put guns on it. We mastered the skies, we put guns on it. We are going to master space, and I have no doubt that we are going to put
we're going to
guns on
put
it.
guns on it.
As unlikely as it sounds, think about it.
Yeah.
It will happen.
It's possible.
It will happen. It doesn't
Although it
matter.
would be hard.
It wouldn't be that difficult
Yeah,
in
true.
10 years when we've got
Something.
probable permanent moon bases because of Artemis, and in 10 years when SpaceX is colonizing Mars. I mean, it is not going to be their main goal, and it is going to take many more decades than just one. But every new frontier that we have mastered, we have armed it, and space is not going to be an exception. It is not possible to terraform a planet into something that is basically Earth and not fight on it. It will be the exact same. Conventional war, atomic war, hydrogen war, everything's gonna happen. The same stuff is going to be at risk.
Hmm. Except we won't start in the Middle Ages. It'll just immediately start out with guns.
Yes. I think the show For All Mankind on Apple TV Plus is a very good example of this. I'm a big fan of that show. It's really good. Last episode of the second season comes out next Friday.
Mm.
And the second both sides got permanent moon bases on there, couple more years in that timeline, and Americans brought rifles to the moon. What happened? The Russians took one of their mining sites. They brung rifles to siege it back. There was an accidental shooting a couple days after that in this timeline. And then what happened? Russians came with one of their own guns, shot up their moon base, took that's where the next episode ends. They shot the window and caused a vacuum, and they lost at least one person in the moon base. So I don't know how that went, but the likelihood of that kind of thing happening is unlikely. I would say autonomous battle is going to be the kind of battle that takes the front of space. Just like
Probably something with robots or something.
just unmanned warfare is a thing right now, and they aren't going to take any risks putting astronauts, cosmonauts, whatever you want to call anything. They're not going to risk those guys, so they're going to use autonomous things to fight. It's just too risky to
And
put
also
those
they don't
people at risk.
and also they don't die to things unless you really damage them.
Cuz they're not astronauts and stuff like that.
They aren't
They aren't
like
chess pieces like soldiers. They take years to build. Soldiers,
Yeah.
you can make a Marine, and no, it doesn't take that long. But astronauts, there's so much they gotta do. And it doesn't
Yeah.
matter how easy spaceflight gets, there will always be people who can't go up there. And there will always be people that can't be soldiers, but there are going to be a lot more people who can't go up there or don't want to go up there to space to fight.
Mhm.
Um, what happens after space? We going to have planetary battles where we just take entire planets and make them into fighters? I could see that happening.
uh, I'd see something like harnessing power from maybe the sun or something.
Well, that's not warfare.
Eh, you could make it into a weapon,
Maybe.
and it would be hella powerful because all that heat, anything that just touches that is gone pretty much.
Well, you can't channel it.
True.
So it'd be through solar energy, then mechanical energy, and then whatever you can do with that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are probably don't believe it, but you gotta think about it a couple times. There will be guns in space.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
not a question. It's not a debate. It's a fact. Unfortunately, there will be disagreements, and there will be fights. So that's gonna have to be that. But I don't know how long it will take.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the guy who overestimates them. So
Or even estimates, like just
I'd say no more than a handful of decades.
guessing is a bad guess, but guess.
It's kind of scary, but
Yeah.
as long as they don't bring that to Earth, because the thing with space weapons attacking the Earth is that they can drop munitions on any point at Earth with no warning,
Exactly.
and that's United Nations gonna have to do something about that because that's not fair. It's cruel. You can't fight it. Um, we'll see how things go. Some people won't, because it's gonna take a while. But unfortunately, 1969 was the start of a revolution, whether people like it or
Yeah.
not. I'm curious to see how things are gonna play out with conflicts in space, because you can't just be peaceful about it. There will be disagreements, there will be wrongdoing, and there will be retaliation. We know how that
Mhm.
goes. I don't think I have to say that anymore. Cool stuff. World War II's cool. Let's talk about
Yeah.
cool stuff.
Yeah, like the Bob Semple tank.
Yeah.
What a joke that was. That's just beyond a joke. Like,
Vietnam War wasn't cool, it was really scary.
yeah.
It was terrifying.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, the Americans, like, since the Vietnamese believed in, like, spiritual stuff, they'd play theoretical recordings of, like, ghosts talking to each other at night to freak them out. Um, I don't know, since, like, people that went to the Vietnamese War are, like, here, they're alive. It's not an old thing that happened. Um, so it's kind of scary, man. It's pretty wild.
Yeah,
Sounds of
definitely.
like B-52s gliding in. That sounds pretty horrifying, man. Uh, those what was it like an AC something, I forgot the name of it, like nicknamed Spooky plane. They'd have it go in like nighttime only with a minigun and just pelt things on the ground.
AC-30?
Maybe.
Probably. Sounds like it.
Double engine prop. I know that much.
I don't think many people talk about the war between North and South Korea. I'm
Korean
pretty
War?
sure. Yeah.
Well, that's
I'm pretty sure
the
that wasn't that
Vietnamese.
far off
The
of World War II.
Vietnamese War was a branch of the Cold War, and so was the Korean War.
Yeah, but wasn't the Korean War really early on? Like, because I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure
know as much as I don't know as much about the Korean War.
Because I'm pretty sure the Americans still were using the M4 Sherman at that time as as a main battle tank for some absolutely dumb, retarded reason. Because that thing sucks.
I believe
Cannot change my mind.
Vietnamese War was definitely after the Korean War.
Yeah, definitely. And I know the Korean War wasn't too far off of World War II. Like, not incredibly far off. Because I know they were also using the Pershing at that time, too. And it was not great.
Submarines are horrifying, dude.
Yeah, no.
They're just big missiles, but there's people in them.
And they also shoot mini missiles.
It's dude, submarines are scary, bro.
Yeah.
Cat.
Especially in World War II because ships didn't have like almost any way of telling there was a submarine at all.
Have you watched
You know?
Greyhound?
No.
Mm. It's about
I don't watch many movies.
It's about crossing of British ships
Um.
with like trading ships, with cargo
Yeah.
and stuff, and then
Probably to France, I'd say, maybe. Or some.
um, and they had to go like 72 hours without air cover,
Oh, yeah.
and it's about U-boat attacks. Lots of them.
U-boats are terrifying.
They are.
They're just out of nowhere.
One of the really scary parts of it is the Germans in the U-boat get on their radio, and like I think it's like the third day in, so they've already lost a couple ships to the U-boat torpedoes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they just get on their frequency and start saying like, just messing with them, messing in with their heads, trying to demoralize them. Like you will fall, like the rest of you have, stuff like that. I forgot like the exact lines, but yeah. And then it's just like scary, man. um, it's
Yeah.
nobody wants to fight people. It's
Act.
it's something you want to avoid.
Okay, I'm actually mostly correct with my assumption of the Korean War tanks. The M24 Chaffee was also used mostly because light tank. Why? Because it may be good in a forced situation, but since the Koreans had much heavier tanks with the T-34-85, which is a pretty extremely easy to produce for some reason, but also very crudely made. But also having insane armor thickness because of the sloped armor in the front. The Chaffee is a stupidly light tank with a worse cannon than the Sherman, which I say the Sherman can't even penetrate the frontal armor of the T-34. If the Panzer 3s and 4s couldn't penetrate the frontal armor, then a Sherman sure as heck can't. So, And then the Bulldog was the replacement for the Chaffee. After that,
like there's a lot of times where since things are so rushed or it's just surprises that you didn't think would happen, where people go into battle with stuff that is less than mediocre.
yeah, like the Chaffee. Why?
Um, and it's like pretty sad to see like documentations of people going to like a battle where you know it was like a complete
It's
wipe
yeah,
because of
especially
equipment or strategy.
especially especially in small skirmishes like where Michael Whitman literally took out like this entire convoy of British tanks, just one tank, one tire against tons of armored vehicles. Um
Thing is, a tank versus an armored vehicle isn't a fight because half the time the armored
yes,
vehicle
but
can't
the
even make a
yeah,
scratch.
some of them were there was even anti-tank guns in that area too. On top of that, there was so many things there just to that could have immediately stopped the Tiger tank.
Just crank
Like the
90s.
arm, exactly.
You agreed with me. Why did you agree with me? Just crank 90s. Exact. Why did you agree with that?
How do you crank
Bro,
90s in a tank?
just crank 90s. Exact. I don't think you realized what you were agreeing to when that happened. Just crank 90s. Exact.
Exactly, in a tank. Exactly.
You just build, bro.
You
It's
just
not that hard.
there was freaking there was uh Cromwell's finally got the name. There was Cromwell medium tanks, which could have easily just they were all in a straight line. Freaking supply vehicles, Cromwells, anti-tank guns. What? You could have stopped the one Tiger tank. And I'm pretty sure there was a Churchill with a gun with a pretty
Wow,
powerful
with a
Churchill on
gun.
it. I'm pretty sure there was a
Wow.
Churchill in that lineup, but how? Just stop the tank.
Scariest war noise. Now, tell me.
Stuka.
I was gonna say that.
Just hearing that giant siren coming down on you, it's just like run.
Sounded like I was farting at the end.
Oh, my ears.
Yeah, but was I wrong? That's what it sounds like.
No, it does. Another completely dumb, crushing defeat was, France. How? How?
France isn't
The
too good.
yeah, but their tanks had stronger guns. Mm, I think thicker armor. But they always retreated. You can literally, like, the char 2. I'm not good with
Hey,
memory.
Cab, check
This is
DMs.
great. I do not. I know what's going to happen next.
I just rickrolled you.
No, I didn't, because I closed out of Discord right before it rolled me.
Just kidding, there is no rickroll.
I'm not very amused.
You got rickrolled, didn't you?
I didn't. I did not. I did not click back.
Okay.
Um,
I've locked you out of Discord.
no. because I can just switch to a different chat. The Char D1, I'm pretty sure. That thing was better than I'm pretty sure most of the early German tanks, just in general. But with the Blitzkrieg tactics, they practically just outmaneuvered the heavier tanks and just went to the behind and just shot the crap out of it. There was literally no chance for anything to other than losing for the French.
France
Is terrible. Tactics, none. Only tactic, retreat. Um,
There's people think like Americans good, other people bad.
it's not really that true, to be honest.
There's like a video of like a Iraqi pilot versus an American pilot, and the American pilot won. Because the Iraqi pilot didn't pull up out of their dive quick enough. And I saw a comment like, people are all gonna be all happy that the Americans won once again, or something like that. But first of all, the Americans don't always win, and second of all, they were both pilots that day, and they both fought as hard as they could. So like, it's not. They're still people, dude.
Yeah, both of them were fighting for their country.
Like, bro.
They're both heroes in their own eyes. Or their people's eyes.
People shouldn't idolize
One
stuff
faction.
that they've been told because of context.
Or one faction that they believe is right.
Like, they were both scared. And they knew that only one of them was gonna come out of there, and people are like, oh yeah, well of course it was the Americans. They always win. No.
And no, they don't always. Not always.
They win a lot.
Yeah,
All the
but they
time.
don't. Not always. Especially in small conflicts. For example, a lot of the small skirmishes in World War II, Sherman tanks are always outclassed. Always were outclassed by every single German tank, pretty much. Except for the obviously outclassed Panzer II and the Panzer I. Obviously, they have stupidly small cannons. There's no way they can penetrate the Sherman's even frontal armor. But when they come across the Panzer III, the Panzer IV-H, especially the Panzer IV-H because of its side armor, they can't do much or anything about it other than shooting the rear or the side tracks, especially against the Panzer IV-H because the Panzer IV-H only has no armor in the back.
Rip.
So there was no chance. And then with the Panther and its stupidly long-range gun, there's no chance. If you're far from it, you're pretty much screwed. And it's a fact.
What are your thoughts? World War II, Japan thinking that America would be crushed by Pearl Harbor.
I think it would have been possible if the carriers were there that day. To be honest, if the carriers were there, there's surprisingly, I think, a high chance that they would lose.
Yeah, but I'm saying like an 80-20 sweep of America.
Maybe a 70-30, but not an 80-20.
Like, West Coast, 3 weeks later, completely
No.
invaded.
No, definitely not.
Japan's carriers mobilizing, destroying, bombing, wiping out most of everything.
No.
Because that's what they
It
thought
would
was
take
gonna
longer.
happen.
I think it would take longer, but it would have eventually happened.
Like, they thought they were gonna go in there, take out
And
Pearl
sweep
Harbor,
everything. Yeah, but it's
everything,
not so easy.
Then come back, invade it, use it to launch their carriers off of there, then their aircraft.
Yeah, no.
I think they vastly underestimated the
Everything,
Americans' the
yeah.
Americans' ability to just put
Wipe
everything into
everything.
overdrive
And
just
also
produce.
not having bad
Like,
luck.
you know how many planes America made in World War II? Oh my
Just way too
gosh.
many. Way too many.
Warehouse after warehouse after warehouse.
Yeah.
Bombers, fighters, everything, dude.
Fighter bombers like the P-48. I'm the Lightning, the P-40. No. P-40 is
P-51.
the war. P-51, the Mustang.
Dude, you suck.
I suck. I agree.
P-50.
The
I
Thunderbolt.
beat you to that, and I don't remember my
The
names, dude.
Thunderbolt. The Thunderbolt.
No,
Especially
it's
the
called the
Thunderbolt.
P-51 Lightning, not Thunderbolt. Jeez, dude.
No. No, there is the
No.
Thunderbolt. The
Oh.
P-47 Thunderbolt, my guy.
I'm talking about P-51.
I know.
This is a man's
The
conversation.
P-40. The P-47 was extremely rugged, and that showed in a fight against. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember. It was. I know. I cannot remember. But it's from a documentary. I can't remember enough though.
I think, I mean, uh, Fat Man was unnecessary.
Extremely unnecessary.
Um,
In fact, both of the nuclear bombs were unnecessary beyond belief.
well, yeah, but Fat Man especially shouldn't
Yeah.
have happened.
First of all, why? Why did you bomb? There was no point. They were pretty much crushed after the other bombing.
They
No
lost that
point.
Midway too.
Exactly. Midway was a crucial key point. They lost it. Why did you do that? Wasn't
And they
necessary
sent
rig
their,
at all.
I don't know if you remember about this, but their underwater aircraft carriers to Midway, but they surrendered before they got there.
Yeah.
What was it, like I-400? I forgot what they're called.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're correct.
They thought those were going to be a bigger part of the war. But not only did it take too long, but it also took too long to actually get the planes off the thing. 30 minutes, yeah, no, it took them 45 at least to get all three off. Like, it
Yeah.
was way too slow. And those planes were crappy because of shortages. Like, they would break constantly. Like, before they got off the carrier, there was like a third chance that they would have to do some kind of extra maintenance to get them up and running. Because they were made out of, like, dog shit.
Yeah. If you want good, if you want to learn a lot about, like, specific events in World War II, I'd suggest Enterprise 360 for the Pacific Campaign and following one of the most infamous American ships, aircraft carrier, USS Enterprise. And or for the German, most of, like, a lot of different campaigns for Germany, and other wars, I'd suggest, it's Greatest Tank Battles. Greatest Tank Battles is really good for that. So is Dogfights is good for, pretty much all the campaigns in World War II and some Korean War and other stuff.
Yep.
Very good shows.
Absolutely. There's a lot of good shows and movies about conflicts.
Although you'll probably gonna have to look it up on YouTube because those three are all taken off of Netflix.
I watched
Great.
Dunkirk last night. It was really
Dunkirk's amazing.
It was really depressing. It was really good.
It was really good though.
But everything
I watched it on a
everything
cruise.
but the end was really sad.
Yeah, I watched it on a cruise. In fact, I watched it on my last cruise too.
It's just like, oh, now they're getting shot. Now they're getting shot more. Oh, yep. Shot,
Okay, there
shot,
goes.
shot, shot,
Shot,
shot,
shot,
shot,
shot, shot,
shot,
shot,
shot,
shot, shot,
Like,
shot, shot.
it's just people getting shot. half the time.
Yeah.
And it's really sad.
Yeah.
Um, but it really just shows the misfortune. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Mm-mm.
There's a lot of good films and stuff.
Yeah. Definitely.
P.
Hmm. Done. Yeah, I was correct. It is the P-47 Thunderbolt.
Okay, Mr. Smarty Pants.
Okay, I finally found the episode that I was talking about earlier. It's an hour. Come on. I'm just gonna send in this chat and ignore the 3 Rickrolls I see in front of me.
Video unavailable.
Are you kidding me? What do you mean?
Blocked in my area.
That's what you call. Why is it blocked in America, but not in Canada?
No, my area, not my country.
Why?
Oh wait, no,
That's
never
so
mind.
dumb.
Yeah, it is my country.
Why is it banned in America? It's about American planes. They're America. It's about American planes. Yet it's banned in America. Makes a 100% sense, you know?
And you stupid.
Yeah.
Gotta get real with it. A&E does a lot of stupid stuff, but this isn't about companies. It's about conflict. So let's shut up.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on like
Secret weapons.
no, like World War II
Damn it.
era like medical ships?
I really don't have any opinion because I don't know that much about that specific area of the war.
It's pretty bad when they go
Yeah.
down, cause you can't get those people off in time. Like Britannica was
Oh
bad
yeah, Britannica was bad.
when it hit that mine. Like they couldn't do that much about the people that were on there, but I don't think they were at like were they at full capacity or
I don't
I
know.
don't think they had much people on there.
Don't know.
I don't remember, but I don't think they were at like max.
Definitely not max,
Yeah.
I'd say.
And I don't think it was empty either. I don't think it was just staff or something, but um
I'm glad I can actually watch these videos.
I've seen like real life accounts of torpedoes just ricocheting off ships.
Yeah,
It's
lots.
pretty like annoying
Weird.
for the people who launch it to have that happen.
Yeah, especially with, I'm pretty sure the Bismarck. I'm pretty sure a lot of the torpedoes missed or bounced.
U-boat torpedoes have that. All torpedoes have that happening.
Yeah, just like,
You died.
yeah.
No, Cab, I'm saying you just went silent.
What do you mean?
You just yeah, you just said yeah, just like, and then
What do you mean?
I mean what I mean.
Okay. Okay.
So you're playing Total Tank Simulator as we speak.
No, I'm just looking through YouTube, looking at
You
dogfights.
always have like 5 games open at the same time.
Yeah, I need to close stuff often. I need to get back into playing IL-2 Sturmbock. That's a good game.
It's a toddler's game.
No.
I will fight you on it.
No. It is not.
It is.
Where is? Okay, I have it uninstalled. Why did I uninstall it?
You uninstalled it because you're a 16-year-old and it's a baby's game, and you know that.
No, it's probably because I have like no space on my computer. Probably that, more likely. Yeah, it's probably that. I'm gonna have like no space. Oh, please don't ruin my space.
It's hard to like, uh,
Thank you.
Cab.
Yes.
This is a podcast about conflict, not how much space you have left on your 19th drive.
228 gigabytes.
On your D drive?
No, my C drive.
Why are you putting stuff on your C drive?
Because I have no other drive.
You don't have a second drive?
No.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Didn't you just say this is not about my computer, this is about conflict?
Shut your mouth. There's not too much left to talk about, honestly. It's kind of like a generalized stuff, and then if you want to go more in depth on like a specific conflict or disagreement or war, you
Yeah.
have to go all the way.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I'm not the person to really go all the way with most of them because I don't know like the whole stuff about it.
I'm gonna see if I can get my man. Come on, please. Black Baron.
The conflict
I
here is
hate
that
you.
Cav doesn't have a second drive.
Shut it.
That's actually pretty funny.
I'm going to grind your bone.
Oh no, is that a threat?
No. Ludwig Bier. I didn't even know that existed. Coolio. What was I thinking? What was the other show I said?
Crazy tank battles! Crazy tank
Enterprise 360. I'm just gonna send 3 random episode links in here from each of the series. If you want to check them out. Put those in.
Yeah, why?
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, just why?
Why not?
That was so random.
Random.
A&E blocked it.
Let me guess, all of them are blocked in your country.
The tank battles on the thing. Crazy tank battles!
Hey! Finally, something that isn't blocked in your country. What? It's... You've got to be kidding me.
You've got to be kidding me. Sound of 2 aluminum impacts.
I have a reason to be angry.
Continuous shots are fired.
I'm mad. That's bull. That's absolute crap. Where's the full episode? Give me the full episode, dang it. I'm going to scour the internet for this. Greatest tank battles Whitman.
Still no crazy tank battles has to do with conflict.
Yes.
Crazy tank battles!
Michael Whitman.
Cab.
Yes. Yes.
I heard myself. It sounded so dumb. It sounded like I was in a bottle.
Hey, I found it.
Jesus
Oh
Christ,
my
you're
God.
yelling, dude.
Hey guys, I found it.
Oh my
Cab,
God.
do you think we've covered everything you want to talk about?
Yeah.
Okay, then
Now it's time to watch this stuff on.
let
no
that
end.
be that. We're at 44 minutes.
I don't think that was long enough, but we could.
I don't know what else to talk about.
That is true.
So, well, anyways, I guess we're gonna leave that there. That's the third one.
Crazy tank
middling.
Season 3,
middling
episode
length, I would
22.
say.
Michael Whitman. G.
Talked about stuff, I guess.
You talked about stuff.
I want to play video games. Okay, bye.
I can hear it.
Dude, Cab.
Dude, I can hear myself.
The ending of the podcast is just this. Okay, well.
Dude, I don't care about crazy tank.
Crazy tank battles. Okay, bye.
It's greatest tank
Tank battle.